What's going on, you guys? Frost here, and I'm back with another guide. This time I'll be telling you guys how to play Poppy Jungle. If you find this guide helpful in any way, please do remember to click that like button, as this will help me get this guide out there to more people. Also, if anything changes that will affect this guide, there will be an update in the description. The following subjects will mention in this guide: champion description, abilities, leveling order, runes, masteries, the item build and the jungle strategy. If you want to go to a specific subject, you can click on it right now. Champion description. Poppy is a bruiser with the ability to deal a substantial amount of damage whilst being insanely tanky. The reason Poppy gets so tanky is because of her W passive. Combining this with tank items will make for a very durable champion. Besides all this, Poppy also has the insane amount of CC, making her very irritating to deal with. When it comes to ganking with Poppy, it's actually very easy and she is very good at it. All you need to do to get a successful gank off is just E at the right moment, and with the movement speed you get from your W, this is not very difficult to do. And as a final thing to note, Poppy's jungle clear is also insanely fast due to her Q ability. Overall, if you like a tanky champion with a lot of CC that still does a good amount of damage, Poppy is definitely the champion for you. Poppy's abilities. Her passive, Iron Ambassador. Poppy periodically throws her buckler on her next basic attack, to then fall near her target, where it remains for up to 4 seconds. If the buckler kills the target, it bounces back to Poppy automatically. Enemies can step on the buckler to destroy it. When Poppy picks up the buckler, she shields herself for 15% of her maximum health. Iron Ambassador also resets Poppy's auto attack timer. Her first ability, Hammer Shock. Poppy smashes the ground in front of her, dealing physical damage to all enemies hit. The impacted ground becomes unstable, slowing enemies standing on it before erupting after 1 second, dealing the same physical damage to all enemies hit. This is Poppy's main damaging skill. It has a very low cooldown and does quite a lot of damage. Also, if you use it right after an auto attack, you can speed up the animation a tiny bit. Her second ability, Steadfast Presence. Passively, Poppy's total armor and magic resist are increased by 12%. If she falls below 40% of her maximum health, she gains Stubborn to Fall, doubling this effect to 24%. Upon activating this ability, Poppy gains bonus movement speed for 2.5 seconds and generates a barrier, causing all enemies who dash within to be knocked down and dealt magic damage. This can only happen once per enemy champion. You can use this ability active for 2 different things. You can either use it to get more mobility to get in position for your E, or you use it to block a dash from an enemy. Her third ability, Heroic Charge. Poppy dashes to the targeted enemy, dealing physical damage and carrying them along with her. If they collide with its range, he deals the same physical damage to them again and stuns them. The stun duration goes up the more points you put into this ability. Her fourth ability, Keeper's Verdict. First cast, Poppy's channels for up to 4 seconds, retaining the ability to move, but slowing herself by 15% for the duration. The cooldown is set to 30 seconds if the channel is cancelled. The second cast, Poppy smashes the ground, sending out a shockwave. When it hits an enemy, a massive hammer erupts, dealing physical damage to all enemies around it. Impacted enemies are knocked towards their fountain. Releasing this ability instantly cancels the channel, damaging and knocking up all enemies around Poppy instead for 1 second. Poppy has sight of airborne enemies and they are rendered untargetable for the duration, with the distance increasing based on how long Keeper's Verdict was channeled. This ability takes some getting used to at the start, but once you get the hang of it, you will be able to use this for a lot of nifty tricks. One of them, for example, is that you can fully channel it when you run into top or bot lane behind their first turret, and then hit it to get the enemy away from the turret and towards you. Leveling these abilities. On level 1, I start with my Q for the most damage output and the fastest initial camp clear. Then on level 2, I tend to get my W over my E, because with the passive your W offers, you will actually be a lot more tanky in your jungle. So you will take less damage overall. But you can also take E, it doesn't matter which of the two you get on level 2. On level 3 you just want to take a point into the skill you don't have yet. As far as maxing goes, you want to max your Q first, since this is your main source of damage, and also the skill helps you the most when clearing your jungle. Then you want to max your E second for the increase in stun duration and the lower cooldown, and you want to max your W last because it doesn't offer you anything but a slight increase in movement speed when leveling it up. This is good, but the other skills offer you more value per level. And of course you want to level your ult whenever possible. The runes. I go for 9 flat 80 marks, 9 flat armor seals, 9 scaling magic resist glyphs and 3 flat 80 quints. I take the flat 80 marks and quints to help me clear my jungle a lot faster in the early game, and it will also help you out a lot with your ganks early on. Then I take 9 flat armor seals to be able to survive my jungle early on, and I take 9 scaling MR glyphs to make me more durable later on in the game. The Masteries. I go for 12, 0, 18 on Poppy. In the Ferocity tree I take the increased spell damage because attack speed is not that useful on Poppy and increasing your Q damage is mainly what you want. Then I simply take Dangerous Game for more damage and the sustain after that. I will take Oppressor over Bounty Hunter because Poppy has plenty of CC to make good use of Oppressor's effect. In the resolve tree I take the increased health, more mobility, more sustain and slow reduction, ending off in Strength of the Ages. The reason I get Strength of the Ages is because Poppy scales really well with health, especially if you go for the build I personally use. The item build. I have 2 different item builds for Poppy. However, the second build is way more difficult to play with over the first one. If you are just starting out on Poppy and still trying to get a feel for her, I strongly advise going for the first build. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the first build. To start off, you want to get a Hunter's Machete with 3 health potions. Going for 3 health potions over the refillable potion will give you a lot more security when clearing your jungle. After your first full clear, you can simply back and pick up the refillable potion alongside your Skirmisher's upgrade. The reason I get the Skirmisher's upgrade is because this will offer you a lot more dueling potential, and combining this with your passive from your W will make you insanely tanky in any 1v1 situation. At this point you just want to get Cinderhulk enchant as fast as you possibly can. This will offer you a lot of health and a solid increase in your clear speed. It will also set you up to deal a lot of damage once you finish your next big item. But before you start building into that, you want to get yourself a pair of Ninja Tabbies first. Combining these with your finished jungle item will pretty much mean that you're unkillable at this stage in the game. Right now you just want to get a Titanic Hydra. Getting this item on Poppy will give you insane amounts of damage, plus it will offer you the ability to animation cancel with your Q ability. And it resets your auto attacks. After Titanic Hydra, you simply want to build straight tank items. Generally, I'll get the items in the order you see them on screen right now. So Deadmans into Spirit Visage into Gauntlet. But if you're against full AD, for example, you can just get Deadmans into Gauntlet or Gauntlet into Deadmans and end off with a Randomance or a Thornmail. But this is completely up to you. The reason I like Gauntlet on Poppy is because it really helps you stick to people even better, and it will also increase your auto attack damage by quite a bit. Now for the second build. This build is 100% damage oriented, meaning that you will one-shot anyone you pick a fight with. But if you misstep once, you're dead. So you start off the build the same way, but instead of getting Cinderhulk, you want to get a Warrior enchant. After your Warrior, you want to pick up a Tiamat, which allows you to cancel your Q animation and overall increase your clear speed. At this stage, you want to get a pair of CDR boots and a hammer to get the CDR up there. Once you get this done, then you want to upgrade your hammer into a Ghost Blade. After Ghost Blade, you should get a cannon. The reason I get this is because it will increase the range of that first auto attack even further, and this will mean free poke or just the ability to finish someone off at massive range. After this, you want to finish your Tiamat into a Hydra to get a lot of sustain and finish your build off with an Infinity Edge. Once you get this item, your ranged auto attack will start to deal around 1k damage for insane poke, or just the ability to delete the enemy carry instantly. The jungle strategy. In the background right now you can see the jungle clears for both sides of the map. Whilst this is playing, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how to gank with Poppy, objective control and team fighting. Starting off with how to gank. It is very easy to gank with Poppy. The only lane you might run into some problems with is mid lane, because that lane doesn't have good places to get a stun off with your E. When ganking with Poppy, it is generally a good idea to run into the lane from behind the enemy and just activate your W if the enemy uses any type of dash towards you. If they don't have a dash, then it really doesn't matter where you come from, because they will generally have no way to escape. When ganking top or bot lane, always go for the target that is in stun range with your E. If they are not in stun range, try to just hold on to your E, because then the enemy will most likely try to play around it. If they try to play around it, then you will simply get some extra damage off for free. When it comes to objective control with Poppy, it's kind of difficult because Poppy does not have the best dragon clear by herself, but you can make it work, especially if you were to gank bot lane and just ask for their help at Drake after. It is, however, very easy to get both Scuttle Crabs as Poppy, and you can also get the turret with your teammate after you blow the enemies away with your ultimate. When it comes to team fighting later on in the game, Poppy is very strong. You are insanely tanky, plus you have a serious amount of CC. If you went for the tanky build, your goal is to generally peel for your AD carry or AP carry. However, if you went for the damage build, you can easily assassinate the enemy carries. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it or learned anything from it, please do remember to click that like button right below this video, as this helps me get this video out there. If you would like to see more guides like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!